Welcome to Cat the Minion YouTube channel. My name is Teresa, but you can call me Cat. As you can see, I've got my original 4 cat plushies out here. And I spent a week making 6 more of them. And I've got a box that still has at least a dozen, possibly like 18 or so other ones in there. All the pieces are cut out. They're in neat little packets labeled with what they're going to be. So I started working on them while I was editing my Energy Report 29 on what is energy work. You know, it was taking forever. The program was being annoying. I had too many parts in one thing for what my computer can do and all that. So instead of doing one incredibly boring and tedious task, I did 2 of them at once. So I finished the video a couple days ago as I'm recording this, and then I spent a couple more days finishing the 6 new kitty cats. While I was making them, I decided that it made sense to give them names instead of trying to sell them by the description of what the kind of fabric is, or what color it is, or what color their eyes are. It's basically, I'm upcycling stuff. Some of it is going to be leftover fabric from other projects. This was new fabric that was given to me. This is fabric that I found stapled to a canvas at the dump, and I washed it. This was a wallet situation that I found and cleaned, and this was part of some old sheet or pillowcase. So that's upcycled, and you'll see other materials. So I have experimented with the new ones with a piece of a shirt, which is like a knit jersey, which I wasn't sure was gonna work out at all, but it came out fine. And I've got some leftover creamy beige fleece from when I made a giant stuffed pony that is also the same material that's on my cream Sleipnir plushie that's for sale in my Etsy shop. So I've got a couple of them in that. I have some more brown chenille that I used for the other Sleipnir plushie, but I could not deal with that amount of like fluff and debris because I'm already having trouble breathing lately. So anyway, all that aside, rambly here, I decided that they have names, and I used a template for my Biznaz cards to make little adoption certificates. So it's like when you go to like an animal shelter and they try to get people to adopt the pets by giving them interesting names or talking about their personality. And it makes me feel like they're more potent and more relatable and connected if they have names. And it's kind of something that annoys me about the Barbie line, too. This is just an aside because this is something I also do. Mattel stopped giving their characters names, and there's not a lot of connection, and it's not as fun to collect a bunch of faces if they don't have any names. So these are fairly randomized. They have different they've got the polyfill batting for most of their stuffing, but I got a little weight sack in there that's different materials, and like sometimes it's different fabric and sometimes there's different things in it. So my first prototype, I think I scrapped it, was in this material, but this is the first actual cat, and this one is mine that I'm keeping. So this one only has lentils in it, because I didn't realize what I would... Some lentils. Only has lentils in it. All the other ones have some kind of actual crystal stone or some sort of glass crystal imitation stone. And if you think about it, even glass is made out of silicate, so it's basically melted rock that's been melted back into a sort of a stone shape. So this one is mine, and since I've decided to give them names, let me show you. I got the little tag here. It's a little bit low, so when I go to sit it down, it kind of flops in the way. I think I've improved on that. So this one is mine. She has a potion jar with peach-colored actual little crystal chips in it. I did not make that potion jar. It was given to me like that as some like craft supply leftovers. So this is her little certificate. I made one for her just so she could match all the other ones. Let me get this in here. So here it is. Okay. So it has my logo with my link tree on it. That's not out of focus. It's like a embossed thing with gold on it. It says Adoption Certificate, Cat Plushie Energy Work Buddy. It says, hi, I'm, and then a blank for the name. It says, let me help you with your spiritual practices. Give me a new name or keep the one I've got. And then the back is just like my regular business card back. It's my link tree and my email. So Linktree is just like a hub or a nexus that has the links to everything else. So to Etsy and Cafe Press and YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. So, so my cat's name is Kefir. So if you're into Egyptian stuff, that's where her name comes from. Kefir has orange eyes. She's got a little peach potion bottle, crystal chips, and her weight sack down here in her torso has only lentils in it. Most of them will have a combination of small stone or stones and lentils, though a few of them will have only crystal chunks or glass chunks in them. I did figure out after making these first 4 that I should put a knot in the fishing line inside the head to keep the whiskers from falling out. So I don't know if you've noticed a little jump cut here, but I had to come back and put a new whisker in Boer because her whisker fell out on me, and I decided that it wouldn't be fair to people buying them to have the whiskers constantly falling out. So I did come back and put little specks of hot glue on there to hold those in, at least for a while. If you go and yank on them, it's gonna break off, but it will keep it from sliding out when you're just gently handling them, which is, you know, ideal. So just the first 4. The newer cats have the whiskers knotted inside the head, so they have a little bit of a give to them. You're not going to want to be railing on them as hard as possible, but they aren't just going to slip out of the head when you move the cat around. This one has a My Little Pony print fabric. I have a little bit more of this fabric. There's going to be another one. I think the filler fabric I used is either dark purple or some other color. So I have almost enough of this material for another cat. So there will be some with this fabric. This one, these first ones, I didn't have a seam all the way through the front of the head. So the head is a little bit different on the first 3. This one that I made a few weeks ago has a seam all the way down the front of the head. So this one is not for sale. This one is for somebody else. Has a little clear kitty cat that it's holding. This one, her name is Lula, which just came to me. I decided. And then when I was picking up the table from all the crafting, I kept thinking Bebop a Lula, and that must be where I got it. So this is Lula, and she is already claimed for somebody else. So this one is available for sale. Her name is Boer, or how is it pronounced? Boer. I'm not really sure. Anyway, I was one of the subtitle movies I was watching, one of the person's name was Boer, and I like that. So I named this cat after her. I'm trying to get her to sit properly. The weight sack is a little bit... Okay, there we go. Alright, so here's Boer's card. Boer. So she's available, and she is holding... She's holding a little mini craft foam lotus. I've got her arm tacked down to her side. I don't know why. It's just fishing line. It can be cut. So she's just holding a miniature one of these. This is a 6-inch. I also have 4-inch. Those are in my Etsy shop. So you can get that. So she's just got a little teeny tiny one in red to match her fabric and her eyeballs. So it's just like a brocade embroidered green shiny fabric there. So this is upcycled, so some of this fabric is fragile. So she's available. And again, she has whiskers that are gently in her face and could come out if you yank on them too much. It's sort of like learning how to make them as I make them. Alright, so this one I made by himself. When did I make him? I made him last month, and the other ones are like a month older. He's got a red, mostly red potion bottle. And he's got this, what I call a seashell blue fabric, because it looks like a seashell to me. At these sort of burnt red colored stripes. His whiskers are also able to pull through. He is the last one that's like that. He's got green eyes, and his name is Jeremy. So he is either, in my mind, he is either named after Jeremy from Yellow Submarine or the song Jeremy Bender by Emerson, Lake and Palmer. I do have at least, I think I have one more in the seashell blue. So Jeremy's twin brother or sister will come later, as will Lula's twin. So when I made them, the new ones, I have a twin sister for Kefir. This one has these, what I found in a cat book once called gooseberry green. It's like a really bright, almost yellow, but it's still green color. So we'll just call it gooseberry. So same fabric. You can see that the pattern just kind of varies between Kefir and her sister here. So it's Kefir's sister. She's got a little wooden plate with tea candles on it. Let me zoom in on that because I'm really proud of that because I burnt my hand making that. There, okay. So these are the little flames that I made with some glittery hot glue that I got. Let's see how close I can get to that. I think that's about as good as that's gonna be. So the little tea candles. They're tea candles because they're short. I was gonna do one that had a candle that was just like one big tall candle, but it said tea candles on the packet, so 3 little tea candles. I'm trying to get that in focus. I think that's about as good as it's gonna be. So Kefir's twin sister Molly. Kefir's twin sister Molly is for sale. She will be as soon as I get her photos up on Etsy. Alright, so Molly. And then we have the fleece twins here. Let me get the other one. So this one, so he has gooseberry green eyes, and his twin brother has orange eyes. Let me move this out a little bit, put Kefir and Jeremy off screen. So this one is Sam, and this one is Norbert. Their names came together because they're twins. They're not sold, they're sold separately, but they're twins. So this is that fleece. Is incredibly difficult to work with, and I almost broke my sewing machine on it. So here is Sam's back. This little almost teddy bear looking situation. And he's got a potion jar. So here's Sam. My brother's name is Sam, but this cat's not named after him. Like I said, the names Sam and Norbert came together. Okay, so Norbert has a molded, I think it's resin. It's a starfish, and that was given to me. And this, I attached through the holes that were in this starfish just for extra oomph. I think this is coral, but it looks like it's glazed. So fake coral, glazed coral, something. And they have some kind of stone or stones in them and lentils for weight. I have it written down. So if you go to buy them, it'll say what they have. This is an upcycled fabric. Oh, that looks really good on camera. I want to put her next to Boer. Oh, they look good together. And I'm probably mispronouncing her name, but I tried. Okay, so I'll put her back over here. This is, I mean, this looks blue on camera, but it is a green. It's like a teal, wintry. Okay, so this cat has a necklace instead of holding something. I believe it's glass. But like I said, glass is still silicate. It's just like igneous rock. At that point, it still holds memory. So this is Sasha. She is... Oh, why is that not focused? Sasha. Okay. So she is this fabric that was called viscose that came from... that is upcycled. It's... I was worried it would be hard to work with, but I actually really like it. The back side of it looks kind of like denim. So she is sort of shiny satiny, and she has, I think she has like glittery glass chips. They're supposed to look like crystal chips, but they're purple, and I think they're glass and they're glittery in her little weight sack. Just because I remember, because it was like blue and blue and blue and purple. And she actually has clear eyes. Because the pack that I got had some clear eyes in it, and that's what was on her card to be made. So she has a necklace, and she is working on her throat chakra, and she is just vibing in blue. So there's Sasha. The jersey material that I upcycled, and it came out a little bigger because it's stretchy, and it's really soft and squeezable. It's like so the weight sack for this cat is the same fabric, and I don't remember what's in there. It feels like lentils, so there must be a stone in there with that. So I sewed the head on in the right place, but it came out turned because of the way the fabric stretched. So most of them have their heads on straight, but this one is looking to the side with a little bit of personality, and also has clear eyes to go with this intense ziggy-zaggy pattern. And the tail is kind of flopsier. I'm not mad at this. I wouldn't mind making more out of some like old shirts, jersey material. It's kind of difficult to work with, but the results are nice. I thought the whole thing would just kind of flop over, but it works fine. So this is, oh my god, got stuck on the thing. This is Descartes, named after Rene Descartes. Come on. All right, so Descartes. So Descartes, and even though Rene Descartes was a guy, I named her after Descartes because the triangles made me think of math, which made me think of Descartes. And that was before I read her little build packet. Let me show you a build packet. I opened my box. So here's one of my build packets that says what the fabric is, what the weight sack fabric is, and what they're supposed to have. It's supposed to say what color eyes they're supposed to have, but I didn't write it down on here, so who knows. So it just has the fabric in it. So this is the interior fabric from this wallet, and then we have the rest of the My Little Pony fabric. and some purple fabric to fill out the missing pieces. So, oh, I know, the whole point of that was that when I picked out Descartes' name, and then when I was reading the packet to find out what she was going to be holding after I had her butt sewed on by hand and went to look at it, she has tarot cards. So it worked out well that her name is Descartes and she has carte in her hand. So I took my mini Rider-Waite and I chucked out 4 cards because that's how many I decided she was going to have. And then, where the hell's the other one? Oh, it's hiding behind it. Okay. And then I drew those cards. I just used the plain deck because it was easier that way. I'm trying to fan these out. I have them like sort of looped with some fishing line, but I wanted them to be able to be spread out. And then I tied that loop to her arm, so they can be taken off. I just didn't want them to get broken, so let me move the camera. Okay, they're going to be upside down, because I don't know if I can move her without messing it up. So this one is the 8 of Cups. Oh, come on, that's the Queen of Wands. No. No, maybe I can hold them upright. Okay. So the 8 of Cups. Oh, come on, it's hard with one hand. Okay. So the Queen of Wands. There we go. Oh, come on. Alright, so there's the Hanged Man. Trying to get my hand out of the way. Alright, so there's the Hanged Man. And the 7 of Pentacles. So those are the cards that Descartes has. I really like her. She's cool. She's sassy. She's got a card reading ready to go. Maybe she's pregnant with kittens. Who knows? Anyway, her eyes are up here. And there we go. Oh, that looks so cool. I love her. She's just neat. I like how she's just like looking up into, she's looking up into the Akashic record so she can deal with these cards. So here's Descartes, and she's going to be on Etsy. Her little adoption certificate. Alright, and the last one, he too is upcycled fabric, even though the fabric was brand new and never touched. So we have this white with gray floral pattern. Why is he out of focus? Come on, man. They all look a little bit different. It's just like how different fabrics work with the pattern, and just how each one just happens to get sewed while I'm working on it. So it's all a little bit of variation, human error, whatever you want to call it. Why is your foot off camera? Come on, man. Work with me here. Alright. There we go. His name is D'Artagnan. Let me get his card in here for this. So there's D'Artagnan. After the 3 Musketeers, D'Artagnan guy. D'Artagnan is holding dowsing rods. I think this wire is brass. Pew, 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 pew. They don't move around right now because I use some fishing line to hold them in place so that they don't fall out of his little paws until anybody's ready to use them. So when you adopt D'Artagnan and you get him and you want him to be able to use his dowsing rods, they are stabbed through his hands, so he's like, holding them in a fist, basically. And I've got some fishing line in here just holding them down to keep them from moving around too much. So if you want him to be able to swing his dowsing rods back and forth, you can see the fishing line right up here on the thing, and you just have to snip it and pull the fishing line out, and then he can freely move his little dowsing rods as he needs to. So this wire is really soft too. Alright, so D'Artagnan has dowsing rods and he has gold eyes. And this cute fabric that came with my sheets. You know how they come in like a like they make a little sack out of the sheet fabric and Velcro it in to keep all the stuff together now. That's what this was from the little Velcro bag. Brand new. So he matches my sheets, and but he looks really good. I like this fabric. It's nice. So we're upcycling, and we have cute little names for these kitties, so we'll just parade them through again. I just want to point out that Kefir is not available for adoption, but there will be more kitties in this pattern, like her and Molly. I have one more potion jar that can go with another cat at some point. I don't know who's going to get it yet. So there's going to possibly more with orange eyes, but they're pretty similar. So there's going to be like a dozen, at least a dozen more in this fabric at some point. So Kefir is not available, but you can always rename your cat Kefir if you like that name. And I had said that Lula is not available, but like I said, I have like enough for one more in this pony fabric if you're really feeling it. Alright, so Lula is also not available. Your little pencil topper there. So everyone else is going to be for sale and can be adopted on my Etsy shop. I believe the price I set is $39.95, and that includes free shipping to the United States. If you're outside of the United States, email me, thecatcameback@camp@gmail.com. Yeah. And I can figure out shipping. So we have 8. Wait, 8? Yeah, we have 8 up for adoption right now. It takes about 5 hours to make one of them, and that's sort of standard whether I make one or I make 6 of them. So it took me like 32 hours to make the 6 of them, and that's about, you know, a little bit over 5 hours each. When I made this one by itself, he still took me 5 hours. So there's a lot of time that goes into these. There's quite a bit of hand stitching required, especially on the thicker materials. So we have Parade of Kitties. We have D'Artagnan, adorable. It's got dowsing rods. Descartes with her spread of tarot cards. Look at the backs of them. Cute. Alright, so Descartes with her carts. Sasha with her blue monochrome little teardrop necklace. And these all have either glass or actual crystals in their weight sack. Some of them have lentils too. Some of them it's just the other stones. So at least so that we have Sam here with his green eyes and his potion bottle. It's got like white stuff in it. And Molly, who has tea candles. Look at the other side of her body here. There's Molly. And Boer, or Boer. I still don't know how to pronounce that right. I heard it for like an hour and a half when I was watching a movie, and then there was like another movie where they had a girl called Luer, and it's because I took French, so I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. But anyway, there she is. Their craft foam lotus, catching those vibes, working on that sacred geometry. That's a good idea. I should have one that's like with, oh, whatever, never mind. So here's Jeremy, and he has a potion bottle. My arm in the way. So there's Jeremy. You can adopt him and his potion bottle. And finally, again, we have Norbert with his probably coral and his fake starfish. He doesn't know it's fake. He's like, I got a starfish. It's a pentagram. It's going to help me with my work. Which is exactly the point. So he's got orange eyes. I was going to say he's got ADHD. Anyway, so there's Norbert. You can... There. Alright. So hopefully that makes everything more fun for everybody with these cats. I'm going to put them back in focus for a second. Let's bring everybody back into the shot. Oh my god. You know why stuffed animals are so cheap in the store? Is because they pay people in third world countries pennies a day to make them. If they paid what they were worth, you'd be paying Theo Schwartz prices for all of the stuffed animals, and your kids would only have like 2 of them. Alright. Because if it goes up to the size of the... Let me move my camera, hold on. If you get up to the size of something like this, which is 2 feet long, it costs like almost $200 to make. Which is why I don't make those anymore. And why these are probably the cheapest I can offer them at without completely ripping myself off. So check that out. They've oh, that looks really good from the top. Let me move the camera again. It's like a little kitty city. He looks so cute. Oh, I should put that as the photo for Etsy. Look at all of them just sitting there. So cute. Alright, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my playlists tab, my Etsy shop. So these guys are under divination tools because they're energy work buddies. They're supposed to, they want to help you out. You can get the craft foam lotuses. You can get charms, paper charms to print out and customize. And you can get my chapbook packs, which can be used as oracle readings. So stay groovy and we'll see you later. Bye. Thank you for watching. Stay connected with Cat the Minion Energy Work. Check out my complete suite of goods and services conveniently from my Linktree. linktr.ee/cattheminion. Color your way into some relaxation with my coloring books Energy Forms and Draco Forms on Amazon. Get groovy with fashion and home accessories from my Cafe Press or Redbubble shops. Decorate your environment with original art and divination tools from my Etsy shop.